Patrons, whatever it is, to my first album review on here. Or as it might turn into just me gushing the whole time. Probably. I don't know. Because album reviews kind of insinuate that I'm just going to listen to something for the first time and give my thoughts on it. And we might not want to do that. I might do that. I might do some of that. But generally now it's very hard to impress me anymore. Not because I'm special, just because I've heard a lot of stuff. So most of the stuff I listen to brand new doesn't move me. And I don't want to come in here and take a dump on things because nobody wants to hear that. I learned that on my YouTube channel. So what I decided to do for the very first one of these is pick my favorite album of all time. My favorite album of every album that's ever been made. And I'm not saying it's the best in any way. I'm just saying for me in my life, it all came about at the right time. And it's just my favorite. If I had to pick one record, it'd be this one. And it's impossible to do. I mean, it's like saying, what's the best cookie you ever ate? But if you got to pick one, that's where we're going. So, my first album review, I guess we'll call it, or just me talking about a record, is 1991's Waking Up the Neighbors by Bryan Adams. This is my favorite record of all time. You can get these at thrift stores or dollar stores. So many copies of this were sold. And then, no one uses CDs anymore. So you can get these anywhere. They're $1 all over the world. Well, all over the country anyway. So much so that when I would see them, I would always buy them. And actually, it's funny, now that I think about this, this record is what started me. I go to thrift stores and like Salvation Armies and Goodwills and stuff on the hunt for, first of all, deals on CDs, because CDs, everyone thinks these are worthless now. But also, as part of my Clay Aiken thing, if anybody doesn't know about that, go on Instagram and search hashtag ClayQuest or Clay100, and you'll see what that's about. But this is the record that started me on kind of saving records. Like, I come across stuff in the bins all the time that were wonderful albums. And I'm like, my God, how is this 50 cents? How's this $1? So I started pulling them out also just to give to people. But this is the first one I did that with. And I remember as far back as, like 15, 20 years ago, I would have a couple of this record in my car, and I would give them to people that I just thought were cool. Like, I would like a drive-through at McDonald's once. I was like, here's a record, man, just to let the world hear this one. And I still have a couple in the next room over there. Like, I want everybody to hear this. That being said, I understand that this is a product of my age. It's a product of my tastes. Because I'm sure if this came out today, I would not love it as much as I did. But I was 15, and my head was wide, well, it was wide open. I was very actually picky about music, but my sponge, I just had so much to take in. I had so many melodies and lyrics and production that I hadn't heard a million times yet. Everything was kind of like new, and this was the one that was just at the right point. I had just fallen in love with the piano, the sound of the piano, and this record is, the one that has the worldwide hit on it, so it's... And that piano is so beautifully recorded. Like, that's such a bright, strong piano. I mean, I listened to that song over and over and over because I was in high school when that song came out, so that song was everywhere. And my grandma, my dad's mom, we went and saw a movie. I want to say, I think I'll be wrong on this. Me and my grandma actually went and saw a lot of movies. We went and saw, like, Oliver and Company and, like, The Last Boy Scout and Lethal Weapon 3 or something. And Grandma would take me to see movies. And I remember after the movie, on the way, she bought me this. I don't remember where, but I remember she bought this for me. This very one. This is another one I held on to it. So it's important to me for that reason. But mostly the music, man. This is, by today's standards, it's very, very bloated. It's a 15-song record, and all the songs are super long. Like, if I got this today and it came in the mail, I'd be like, Jesus, I don't have time for this. But they had just found a way to put 74 minutes of music on a disc. Like, before that, I think it was capped at, I can't remember where it was capped, but they just extended how much music, so they extended how long you can make an album. Because before that, they were confined to, vinyl, so you could only make, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't 74 minutes. So that was a big deal. So Mutt Lange, who produced it, and Mutt Lange, you're going to hear me talk about him a lot on here if you don't know who he is already. I can't even begin to tell you how much stuff he's done, but I promise you, you know and love something that Mutt Lange has done. he was a big fan of throwing as much music on it as you can. So Mutt Lange did this, like the Shania Twain records. Mutt Lange did the Shania Twain records. So Come On Over has like 16 songs. Up has 19 songs on it. So this was kind of the start of that. So in 91, it was this. And this just hit all the buttons for me. And I love every song but two. I don't really care for Hey Honey, I'm Packing You In. But this song became like the bedrock. I mean, I drove around my little town in Missouri and I listened to this over and over again. It was on the radio at the time. And it's just so positive. You know, even the sad songs are positive. It's just fun. It's normally happy. There's a couple more sad ones, but even so, it's still got a uplifting kind of thing. Like his ballads are in major keys still, if that makes any sense. But God, this is just a fun record. So the song, I would play a little bit. The album starts with Is Your Mama Gonna Miss You? The chorus. 1, 2, 3. It's just so much fun. And this is the record where I didn't know yet that Mutt Lange had so much to do with Def Leppard, because there's a song on here. By the way, if you love Def Leppard, like the 80s Def Leppard, the Hysteria Def Leppard, I can kind of see where it's not quite the same, but it's pretty similar. I mean, the sound of this album is very much in line with Hysteria and Adrenalize. And there was this one song in particular where the vocals were highlighted, where I'm like, that's Def Leppard. I mean, that's Def Leppard, but it's not. Everybody remembers Can't Stop This Thing We Started? Ah, God, that's so good. That's so high, too. You can't, yeah! Is that C sharp? Yeah! Bryan Adams never sounded better. He's like 30. Oh, no, it's not true. It's not true, actually. His voice gets better with age, believe it or not. But he's like 31 on this record, which bums me out. And Thought I Died and Gone to Heaven, such a great atmospheric song. Anybody remember all this stuff? I used to just drive around and listen to this. Just the atmosphere and the... But all the songs are so huge. So since this record is so long, I guess I could go on and on about it. Do you want me to do that? Probably not. You don't watch me like geek out and get the chills, but I will. There's a song called Vanishing, and at the end, it's he hits this note that's so much fun to try to sing. Such balls when he sings. The hits were There Will Never Be Another Tonight. Remember this? It just happened at the right time for me. I was in high school. This was the stuff. I had just kind of started driving, I think. And then I will show you this, because this is one of the... I love this little bit on this song, how the chorus changes. All I Want Is You. And now it changes. It's just, you have to listen to it. It's the chorus changes at the end of that song. It's so awesome. So before I stop, I also want to point out, or just talk about it, that I would like open this. I mean, this is the very one I had. This is the one I had. And just this is kind of like the template for the way that I thought records should be. You know, every song has its own page for the lyrics, and I just bought into all this. I bought into all of it, and I love it. And like, there's Do I Have to Say the Words, which is kind of a heartbreaking song. It's like him and a guitar on like a road. It's just like, it's so silly now, but I loved it. And then this picture in the back, it's all them on like a rooftop somewhere playing. I don't know. Everything about this record makes me happy, except for Hey Honey, I'm Packing You In, and If You Want to Leave Me, Can I Come Too? Other than that, it's my favorite album ever. So, but this is kind of where part of my bedrock is. I always wanted to make records like this. I always wanted to have big vocals like this, big drums. Everything on this album is huge, and that's Mutt Lange. That's what makes it this way. Yeah, the last song is "Don't Drop That Bomb on Me." It's kind of a protest kind of song, and it's 30 years ago, right? So I thought that was a good one to end with. Yeah, trash the forest and the trees. There's nothing left to cut. We rape the rivers and the seas and turn them into dust. Don't drop that bomb on me. Save that little tree. Don't drop that bomb on me. Save our seven seas. I mean, when you say lyrics, and you'll learn this from watching me, when you say lyrics, sometimes they're kind of corny when you say them, but when they're sung, they take on a different kind of meanings, you know. Everybody should try because we're much too young to die. Don't drop that bomb on me. It's nice because the rest of the record was just kind of like From Me to You songs or Let's Party. House Arrest is on here, by the way, also. House Arrest, one of my favorite songs ever. Gotta love that. So that's my album review, or I guess just gush number one. The purpose of all of this, truly, and I'll probably keep saying this, is to share and to try to turn people on to stuff that they wouldn't know about, I guess. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop talking. Thank you for watching. If anybody wants a copy of this, I'm sure they're at your local thrift store or Goodwill, or I'm positive they're on Amazon for a penny. I'm not kidding. So, yeah. All right. Thanks. Bye, guys. Thank you.